Hello, my good people. Hear what Babangida is saying. Mariam is the only woman who captured my heart, changed my life, says IBB. Former Nigerian head of state, General Ibrahim Babangida, IBB, has reflected on his life and marriage, describing his late wife, Mariam Babangida, as the pillar of his personal and professional journey. He credited her unwavering support, intelligence, and a vision for shaping both his career and her own transformative roles as Nigeria's first lady. Why we can't bury? You see, this is what we are saying. He said, why we can't bury all she did and forget is that all she has done in my life, says Babangida. IBB shared this reflection in his memo, A Journey in Service, which was released to the public in Abuja. In the book, he detailed how his relationship with Mariam began before the Nigerian Civil War and evolved into lifelong partnership that played a crucial role in his leadership and governance. IBB journey with Mariam began long before his rise to power, tracing back to their early days in Bida, where they first met. However, it was after surviving a near-death experience during the Nigerian Civil War that he realized the need for stability and companionship. The army did not issue me a wife, but it made clear that having one would assist in career advancement. A stable family is a criterion for judging officers. After my first close encounter with death in the Civil War, I prioritized establishing a stable family life. My relationship with Mariam, born Mariam in Asaba, on November 1, 1948, was connected to my youth in Bida, Gaba Duba, my friend from a secondary school, and I entered course 6 at the Nigerian Military Training College in Kaduna on December 10, 1962. The initiation at NMTC was harsh. Duba left after a few days, telling his father he wasn't suited for army life. His father gathered us for a pep talk, which prepared us for our future as an officer. I first met Mariam at Duba's house. Duba's aunt Asabe was Mariam's mother. We shared digs in Kaduna, and I saw more of her. Duba was like a brother to her, which allowed me to spend time with Maria. Young military officers often had short-lived liaisons, myself included. Despite this, I was fond of Mariam, and she grew fond of me. Our relationship felt persistent at NMTC. I became more aware of her. We remained friends through my early army years, including training abroad. In April 1967, I left for a 4-month course in the UK, but I was recalled in July due to political turmoil. By the time I returned, the nation was at war, he wrote. His near-fatal injury in 1969 during combat near Umuahia forced him into deep reflection. Lying in the hospital bed, he resolved to build a stable family, and Mariam became the natural choice. He admired her reserved nature and upbringing, and despite his reputation as a ladies' man, he was determined to convince her. IBB stated, Upon my return, I was posted to the war front and saw action. In April 1969, during our advance towards Umuahia, I was shot and shrapnel lodged in my chest. I was evacuated to Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LUTH. While convalescing, I reflected on my fortune in surviving and the future ahead. As the only male child, I was troubled that my death would end my family name. This was the first time I seriously considered finding a wife at 28. It felt like time to settle down. The marriage of General Gowon to Victoria further focused my thoughts on marriage. Lying in bed, I recalled past relationships, often thinking of Maria Okogu and her beauty. Maria's father, Leonard Okogu, worked in the survey department and traveled widely. He married Hajia Asabe Halima Mohammed from Kontagora. After his retirement, Maria and her siblings lived with their mother in Kaduna. Maria attended Queen Amina College and the Federal Training Center in Kaduna during the crisis before the Civil War. Her uncle adopted her and her siblings, leading to the surname King on our marriage certificate. I had chosen Maria before leaving the hospital. After my discharge, I went to Kaduna to share my intentions. I admired her reserved nature and upbringing, and I was determined not to accept no. Fortune favored me, and I felt lucky. Mariam was initially skeptical of IBB's sincerity, wary of his reputation. Despite this, he enlisted the support of her family, particularly her uncle, to win her over. He also assured her that he would remain faithful and avoid polygamy, a promise he upheld throughout their marriage. IBB reminiscent. Initially, Maria was skeptical of me as marriage material due to my past. She doubted my seriousness, and others echoed her concerns. However, her family had no objections, and I enlisted help from Gaba Duba's father to strengthen my proposal. Once I showed my seriousness, Maria considered becoming Mrs. Babangida. I explained my faith and asked her to convert to Islam, which was not difficult for her. Given her background, she adapted easily to married life as a Muslim. In a proposal, I assured her I would not take multiple wives, understanding that avoiding a polygamy would lead to a stable family life. I wanted a true partner, and she exceeded my expectations. My brother and sister, this is what we are saying. After securing her promise, I returned to the war front. Then we married on September 6, 1969 in Kaduna, following Islamic rites after her conversion. Many, including friends, doubt my ability to stay faithful, but I promised to uphold my marriage vows, which I did. My brothers and sisters, this is what we are saying. In the comment section, you are free to say your opinion on these issues of Babangida and Mariam. Subscribe to this channel, share, love, and like. God bless Nigeria. Thanks and God bless. Amen.